Shifters Within, PNR Pack 3 Book Bundle, written by Jane Fox, narrated by Ruby Rivers. Cheating with the Wolfpack, written by Jane Fox, narrated by Ruby Rivers. Call it lonely girlfriend syndrome. Cassie and Philip had only moved in together a month ago, but for 2 weeks now, Philip had been in Hong Kong for business, and though they were on Skype nearly every day to see each other, it wasn't the same. And last night, the loneliness had started driving her nuts. Nothing was satisfying her. Her little box of toys in the drawer beside the bed seemed like nothing but plastic buzzers, irritating and uncomfortable. Her old, reliable showerhead had lost its appeal too, and Philip wasn't going to be back for another week. She was in the kitchen that morning, making tea, and absently grinding her fingers against herself, through the protective layer of her robe and panties. Maybe she was ovulating. Wouldn't that figure? Philip had always been really aware of that time, joking he could sniff it out. He wouldn't let her go on the pill, wouldn't let her do anything that was unnatural to her body, as he put it. He would just be extra careful around her then. Not abstinent. They hadn't gone more than 1 or 2 days in their entire relationship without at least one of them giving the other an orgasm. But careful. Restraining himself. The sight of it, of him being so careful not to let himself go, turned her on more than anything, because she could sense the wildness behind his efforts. It was all he could do not to destroy her clothes in his race to get inside her, and thinking of that while he was gone wasn't helping. At least the loneliness hadn't been too total. On the social front, his buddies had called in many times over the last couple of weeks. They were an old-fashioned bunch, to her mind, even with their tattoos and crazy muscular frames. They always showed her a respect she found touching these days, and none of them ever hit on her, which was also a refreshing change from most of the men she met. And with Philip gone, they seemed extra watchful of her. Billy, for instance, had been over last night to make sure her doors and windows were well locked, and to ask if she needed anything from the store, or if he could escort her anywhere. He'd had a quizzical look on his face when she came to the door wrapped in her robe, and she hoped he couldn't smell the musky juices on her fingers from where she'd been toying with herself.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?